activists in the fight to save Epirus from a new and terrible danger, one which threatens to shatter and poison the very ground we walk upon. Their campaign stickers, found on village notice boards, road signs, and laptop cases, feature a single one-word slogan: Ochi, no. Walking the woods surrounding the lake, I stumble across thin wooden stakes pushed into the ground, and strips of plastic tape tied to branches and saplings. The stakes are tagged with thick, wet marker pen, a series of letters and numbers which mean nothing to me. I follow the path of the stakes as they march in ragged lines through the woods. Breaking through the undergrowth onto a recently scraped dirt road, I see that they extend across a meadow and into deeper woods beyond. They branch off too. More plastic tape, tied onto trees and boughs, mark right angles, in what I will come to understand is a vast grid or lattice imposed on the landscape from above. Over the next few days, I follow these lines across fields and vineyards, through gardens and villages, marked by more streamers attached to fences and barbed wire, to gates and road signs. They stretch for hundreds, perhaps thousands of kilometers, like a system of coordinates imposed by a remote, alien intelligence. There are occasional signs of activity associated with the grid. A new road bulldozed through the fields, heaps of spoil, tire marks, deep holes surrounded by debris. The locals tell me about unmarked vans, helicopters, and work crews in high-vis jackets who appear and disappear, their comings and goings accompanied by loud explosions, which rattle windows and shake the birds from the trees. On Facebook, my friends share camera phone footage they have captured of detonations, throwing soil hundreds of feet into the air, accompanied by the sirens and whistles of mining crews. These markings are what I have come to Epirus to see, but their meaning is to be found in scattered internet posts, news stories, and company accounts. Smashed through the forest, gouged into the soil, exploded in the grey light of dawn, these marks, I will discover, are the tooth and claw marks of artificial intelligence, at the exact point where it meets the Earth. Since 2012, successive Greek governments have pursued a policy of fossil fuel development, designating Epirus and the Ionian Sea as areas for exploration and selling off exploitation rights to international oil and gas companies. For cash-strapped Greece, reeling from years of economic crisis and externally imposed austerity, the potential revenues outweigh the threat to both the local environment and the global climate. Discussion of the deal, let alone criticism, has been muted. In Epirus, public access to government contracts is restricted, environmental assessments go unpublished, and exploration teams move about the countryside in unmarked white vans, vanishing at the sight of activists and inquisitive journalists. The presence of oil in Greece has been documented since ancient times. Around 400 BC, the historian Herodotus described natural oil seeps on the island of Zakynthos, places where thick black ooze welled to the surface from deep underground. The inhabitants used it to caulk their ships and light their lamps. Today, a couple of small rigs extract the oil off the Ionian coast, and tension simmers with Turkey over similar sites in the Aegean and eastern Mediterranean. Until recently, Epirus has remained remote from these concerns, but the possibility of riches beneath its rugged terrain has long been suspected. I'd read that oil seeps were to be found in Epirus, but my only references were grainy photos in online presentations by oil prospectors and academics. Once I found myself in Epirus, the name of one village kept cropping up, Dragopsa, a few miles west of the regional capital Yanina and close to the lake in the woods. Asking around, someone suggested I talk to Leonidas, an anti-oil activist whose family had lived there for generations. One still, sultry afternoon, Leonidas drove me to Dragopsa, stopping every now and again to post his Ochi stickers where they might catch the eye. In the valley below the village, we left the car and walked through meadows and orchards to a river. The clear, pure waters of Epirus are the source of some 70% of Greece's drinking water. Large bottling plants cluster at the foot of the mountains. Yet, as we pick our way around a bend in the river, I caught the unmistakable smell of petroleum. The overpowering odour was strongest at the base of a steep cliff, where tree roots